not only about Amy Goodman, but what she's up against and what she has been up against, for 30 more years is, this wall that power puts up, and particularly now,
Hmm.
as journalists and journalism is under assault like never before. That is it's also this heroine's journey, really coming up against those powers and never stopping.
Back, really. All right. Thank you for joining us for the Woodstock Film Festival podcast, Let's Talk Film. I'm your host, Adam Shartoff. The film festival is taking place imminently, October 15th through the 19th in Woodstock, Saugerties, Rosendale, and Kingston. Visit woodstockfilmfestival.org for tickets and details. Oh my gosh, my guest today. I have been fans and hopefully friends with these guys going back to 2008 or 9 or something. Tia Lessin and Carl Deal. They have a new documentary called "Steal This Story, Please!" exclamation point. And I'm going to just tell you from the very top here that there are 2 screenings, and almost as exciting, and the film is so enjoyable, but almost as exciting is that they're paired with remarkable Q&As. One will be on the 18th. That's Saturday at 3 o'clock at the Woodstock Playhouse. And the second one is at Upstate Films Orpheum Theater in Saugerties that's on Sunday at 5 o'clock. I'm going to have to do a little bit more talking and then I'll stop. But this is written by, I don't know who wrote this now. It's not signed.
AI. No, no, no.
Listen, all right, I write these myself, so I might lean on that once in a while. All right, here's a little description. Undeterred by armed soldiers, smooth-talking politicians, and riot police, journalist Amy Goodman has reported some of the most consequential stories of our time. Steal This Story, Please is a gripping portrait of the trailblazer whose unwavering commitment to truth-telling spans 3 decades of turbulent history. From the front lines of global conflicts to the organized chaos of her daily news show, Democracy Now!, Goodman broadcasts stories and voices routinely silenced by commercial media. Oscar-nominated filmmakers Carl Deal and Tia Lessin take us behind the scenes with the warm, wisecracking daughter of an Orthodox. People should just go to the website and read the rest. But Tia and Carl have made a number of stellar documentaries, including Trouble the Water. And if you haven't seen Trouble the Water, I was weeping. Was it the first films?
It was.
New directors, new films.
Right, at MoMA.
Here at Sundance.
Right. I was just remember where I saw it because it's, but I was blown away. And that's when I fell in love with your filmmaking. Citizen Koch, that was in 2008. Citizen Koch in 2013. The Janes, 2022. Producing Michael Moore's Bowling for Columbine in 2002, as well as Fahrenheit 9/11. And more of his work. But let's just talk about your work. Steal the Story. First screening again at the Woodstock Playhouse on Saturday at 3 o'clock with a Q&A with you guys, Amy Goodman herself, and producer Karen Ranucci, moderated by the playwright, author, and activist V. We'll get to that in a minute. And then Sunday, one of my favorite people, Yoruba Richin, will be moderating the Q&A. So Sunday, stick around the festival because it's going to continue right to the very end, be fun. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. So happy to be here.
Man. All right. Let's start with the obvious question. How unpleasant is that Amy Goodman? No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
Tell me.
Laughs. No, she is
surprisingly delightful given the darkness. But hopeful darkness. I guess she lights the way for us. But there's some grim stuff happening in the world, and she reports it no holds barred. And yeah, I mean, to answer your question, it was a blast spending the last couple of years hanging out with Amy, and watching her do what she does, and also um, you know, getting up close with her in a personal way too. Not only is she one of the more serious journalists you'll encounter, she's also one of the funniest people you'll ever meet.
It's amazing that you can walk the line, right, between those two things so easily as she seems to, as we witness in the doc.
Well, you almost need them both in order to get through that really dark, troubling news day. You need a sense of humor. You need some lightness of spirit.
Do you
And she is unflappable on camera, and then off camera, she's just she is a delight, as Carl says.
do you think in addition to the humor part, you also need to feel, and I don't want this to sound too lofty, but do you feel like you also need to feel there's a calling? Like if the mission that you have is, that with certainty and lucidity that you have a mission, that reading and spending so much of your waking time with those headlines gets maybe a little bit less, depressing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would say one of the seasons, if not the decade's funniest opening of any film, any documentary film for sure, is what you'll see on screen on Saturday and Sunday, which is Amy chasing a Trump administration official in and out of this maze of a convention hall as she's trying to interrogate him about the climate catastrophe and the Trump administration's position on it. And she is unrelenting in the best way possible, and she will not take no comment for an answer. And it is, she's determined, she's fierce, and she is, just an amazing force of nature. And it's fun and it's funny to watch as this as this official, as this suit does everything he can to duck, not just duck her questions, but physically evade her as she's on chase.
Right. She's on chase. She is running up those stairs right behind him or right alongside him. So was that you guys there, or was that Zoe Keating who's running up those stairs,
Yes.
following?
No,
Or is that all borrowed footage? I can't recall.
it's not borrowed, but well, the wonderful thing about making this film for us was that Amy gave us this gift of access, and
Right.
part of her access was sharing, opening up her archive, which means, not only did we get to see what folks who are watching her show would see, but all the outtakes as well, and the second and third cameras in certain cases like this. So we weren't with her on that. We didn't
Right.
film that one ourselves, but we had access to quite a bit of materials to tell that piece of it.
In fact, we almost called the film Chasing Amy because it was such a great chase. But
Oh, don't make me laugh, please.
the title was taken, and yeah, Chasing Amy was taken. Amy was taken, but
Um, but let's take that example of that opening sequence that you're mentioning, and that it was, part of her archive. But how do you guys come to a decision to include that? It's such a great opener. It sets the pace, literally, as well as figuratively. But
Well,
how's
that was a gift. We looked at that early on when we were thinking about the film. We didn't even know what the film was going to be at the time. But the one thing we did know is that would be the opening of the film, because that told you everything you need to know about Amy Goodman, in one capsule there. So that's it was just kind of a no-brainer that would be our cold open.
not only about Amy Goodman, but what she's up against and what she has been up against, for 30 more years is, this wall that the power puts up, and particularly now
Hmm.
as journalists and journalism is under assault like never before. That is it's also this heroine's journey, really coming up against those powers and never stopping.
It You guys, and I assume Mona Davis did just a brilliant job with the editing. It's toggles between, right now making Democracy Now, and going back into her past and her journey and her story. It's a really fast moving. It keeps going up those stairs, chasing Amy. All right. Well, people are going to want to know, though. Tell me, like, how this, or a bit of the origin story here. Whose idea was it to make a documentary about Amy Goodman? How did you create the relationship?
Well, we can't believe no one ever thought of it or did it before. She is such a compelling person, and I guess what was surprising to us was the extent of her hard reporting, over the years, witnessing a massacre in East Timor, um, you
Where she
know,
almost died.
campaigning for people and succeeding in getting them off death row and released from prison, back in the 90s, airing voices and being censored for that.
Hmm.
I mean, she's been doing this for years and years and years, accusing a corporation of murder in the case of Chevron's activities in Nigeria. So, she's got this incredibly long storied, history that most people just don't know about. If they know her at all, they know her, in this moment now, as this hard news anchor and reporter. But she has been in the field for many, many years. And so when Karen Renucci, the producer, came to us with this idea, we just leapt at it.
And as a reminder, Karen will be participating in both of your Q&As, I assume, along with you guys.
I think so.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Um, well, but I just kind of curious. Oh, so Karen set it up, and was Amy hesitant? I mean, she seems all in.
Yeah, Amy's all in. She vetted us. We've known Amy for a long time, actually.
Okay,
Tia, we've been on her show a few times doing what
I
we're
see.
doing right now, but
Hmm.
also, back in was it would have been 2000? Yeah, the 2000 election, when Amy and her team at Democracy Now! Were thinking about how to transition into television. They were consulting with a whole bunch of people with experience, in the
Yeah,
vision
makes
medium.
sense.
So, Jeremy Scahill, who worked on the show, also knew Tia quite well, roped her in to go down to the Republican National Convention in 2000 and film with them as sort of a pilot
Hmm.
for what would become the Democracy Now! We see now. So that's when Tia first met Amy, or first really got to know Amy. Was spending 3 days chasing her herself with a camera.
That was a blast. I got down there no sooner did I arrive, in the broadcast studio. They put a press lanyard around my neck, they put a video camera in my hand, and off we went. And again, chasing Amy. And, I'm a little younger than she is, but had a bit of a hard time keeping up. She is, you know,
Yeah.
like I
Well, she's
said, she's not,
training. She's training.
let's try this an athletic event, really.
Yeah. Now let's get into the Q and A's, because you've got Eva V is was, I guess, formerly known as Eve Ensler. She changed her name to be more of a moniker. It's very dramatic. Do you know the
Yeah,
story behind that?
we're thinking of changing our names, but haven't come up with, give us some ideas. No, I don't know the story behind it, but we have the utmost respect for her. And, she's an extraordinary creative artist and a political artist, and so honored that she is hosting this and moderating this Q&A.
Yeah.
And she's been a supporter of the film before that. So
Right.
Very grateful. And
And
Yoruba worked with Amy Goodman
oh,
ear- early in her career.
oh,
So,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
an awesome connection then.
absolutely. Yeah, no, we're looking forward to it. You know, we don't we this is these are only going to be, I think, our maybe our sixth audience in terms of individual screenings. We haven't screened very much at all, and so every time we do it, we learn something about the film, and it's so much fun. And you can never take an audience for granted, and
Yeah.
we love every single one. And we stay through the screenings because we want to have that experience.
Telluride, we screened at Telluride this summer. It was amazing. We screened, just came back from Mill Valley, where we screened in Berkeley and San Francisco and San Rafael, and we won the audience award there with the film because, man, it was raucous.
Yeah.
This film kind of leaves you, standing on your feet, wanting
Does
to take.
anybody, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tia. I was just
One
wondering,
thing I'm going to say is that, it's no King's Day on Saturday. So
right.
literally down the street from where we're going to be screening, is the No Kings rally starting at noon at the Woodstock Elementary School. You can walk right down the street and go to the Playhouse and see the film at 3 o'clock.
Nice plug there. Yeah. Has there, in the limited number of Q&As you've done, has there been, or just on the journey of, has there, does anybody have a problem with Amy Goodman? Have you encountered anybody who has a problem with her? She just seems so like ubiquitously, appreciated, respected, if not downright, adored.
So far, that's been the experience.
She's
Yeah.
beloved.
It's relatively contained film festivals, right?
Look,
Well,
you don't want people to leave the film just kind of shrugging and saying that was nice. I mean, look,
No,
it's cool if people want to take issue with it. We're there. We want to engage. If people want to love on it, that's even better. But at least we want to create some dialogue and some conversation.
absolutely.
and we're not afraid of conflict. We're not afraid of of robust, honest debate. And yeah, so we want people to engage whatever they feel.
What's incredible about Amy is that she has been sounding the alarm about the corporate consolidation of the media for 30 years,
Hmm. Hmm.
literally on that topic. And we now see, in the national headlines how that is polluting and eroding the free press. But she was prescient. She's seen this day coming and she's been preparing for it. And so a lot of the film is the lead up to this moment now and how we got to be in this place and how we potentially can get out of it.
And that may be the best reason of all to support the film. You go and see the film, Steal This Story, Please. This is a really, really, this is a moment in time that we really have to um, come to, the fore, and really stand up for the First Amendment and for a free press. And this is one way to do it is to go to No Kings rally and then come over to the screening. Uh,
Absolutely. Well said, Adam. And also go to
yeah.
stealthisstory.rg, and you can get more information about the film there, and you can sign up there and find out when it's coming to your community. You can even request it. So um, yeah.
Oh, well said. But for now, get over to the Woodstock Playhouse on Saturday, the 18th at 3 o'clock, or wait a minute, or you can go to both. Go on the 19th at 5 o'clock. Why not? At 5 o'clock at the Orpheum Theater in Saugerties. I will definitely be at the Saugerties at the Orpheum right at that time. I know that for sure because I think I'm doing some Q&As over there right around that time. And I might gush. I have to admit to, I've been doing the podcast, not this one, but this one too. But I've been doing my own Film Wax for many, many years. And I've met, over years, so many people that, pretty impressive celebrities, but also just people that have really made a difference in the world. and or tried to. And when I was working at the farmers market in Kingston, I do that too, in addition to everything else. But and I'm standing there I think it was last summer or the summer before, and I'm selling produce, which I love. The Kingston Farmers Market is a great place. The people there that come there are fantastic people. And Amy Goodman walks up, and I look up, and she's standing there, and I'm like, just speechless. Like I don't know what to say. I'm awkward. I'm gushing. Just one of those people that I was did. I liking like it's all I could put together. So maybe
And
I'll be a little bit more. I don't know. But maybe I'll be a little bit more articulate this
Oh,
time. But
well, no,
yeah.
she'd love to talk with you.
no,
Yeah,
she got
no.
better things to
Look,
do.
but I have a question for you. What kind of produce were you selling? And can we get in on this?
Yes, you can. I'm gonna bring I'm gonna work there Saturday because what happens is I bring home this like so much free produce and other things and we eat very well here, in Athens. And anyway, I'm gonna bring you some treats.
Well, Amy's a vegan, so she more than anybody will
Yeah.
appreciate some good
Right
fresh.
now it's still, thanks to climate change, the growing season has lasted a very long time. But anyway, so there's lots of great fruit and vegetables. Yeah, still lots of fantastic stuff.
We'll bring some farmers market doggy treats too, because she will have her little pup Zazu with her,
Oh, right.
who is
Who
in the film
makes
too.
who's one of the her co-stars in this documentary.
Correct.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys. It's called Steal This Story, Please, directed by Tia Lessin and Carl Deal. And it was a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Adam.
We're coming to Woodstock. We're so excited.
I'll see you there.
See you out there.